Alright. Should be back. Let's hope. Alright, we're back. Excellent connection. Seems like it's working again. Let's hope. Alright, I gotta double check this side. Haha, Little Wolf made it first this time. It was all a scheme. Just scammed everyone just to let Little Wolf win. Dang. Welcome back. Hopefully it's working right. I couldn't tell what was going on. It just YouTube said you're done. And I said, okay, I guess I'll just take it. Take the L. Been meaning to. These are really expensive, but they're so cool. What if? Does it? I swear it went blue for a second. Oh, it only wants to go blue there. It's very low. I guess it's not that expensive. Welcome in, Goose. Going all right. Other than having to restart stream a second ago. Want it there. Yeah. It's not gonna work here. Bummer. It'd be a cool spot for him. But trying to think of where else I could put one. Just feels too arbitrary. They're like just too small to use in a lot of places. Alright, so hear me out. We use like 60 of them everywhere. We just spent 3 streams killing the infused broodmother over and over again. Hope everyone's having an awesome day last night. Welcome in, Chaos. Right? Pure, the most expensive. It's got, yeah, it's literally the most expensive thing in the game. I mean, I would like a place for them, I just don't know where. I didn't really plan for them. That'd be a good detail, though. Everything's just working so well, though. There's too many of them. It's like when I put these on, there was just too much going on. Ooh, actually, though. I don't hate that. Get a little bougie with it, you know? You know what I'm saying? I kind of like that. I like it better than this. Using these, because I've already used these. I haven't actually used the yoke thing in forever, not to mention the lag from all the particle effects. Doesn't help. If I go to the epic setting, my computer lags out. It's pretty funny. And it's a pretty high-end PC. There's all the crap going on in this build. It's nuts. Yeah, I kind of like this idea. Seems like a good spot. You know, if I'm going to use it, it seems like a perfect spot. Get real expensive with it. I needed a reason to farm the infused bosses a bit more, because I do not have this much broodmother and infused broodmother stuff. Okay, it's coming together. I actually do need a little more detail on this wall. Hello? Need something. I guess that's kind of what I was doing with this. I haven't figured it out on either side. Dang. The whole inside turned out so awesome. Thank you. I'm really happy with it. We still have all of these 2 walls, and I still got to finish the whole entire chandelier. And then do lighting on the outside. It's only going to get crazier is the fun part. But oh man, I'm loving how this is looking. getting ridiculous. Too fun. I'm having way too much fun with this build. Where there? How about a large Broodmother trophy wall mount? Subnautica is around the frame of it. On this side? Or where are you saying? I just wanted to stop by and say hi. Gonna continue reading, go to bed. Sounds good, Moose. No problem. Enjoy the book. That fills in that one thing. The large Broodmother trophy. Like the wall mount one. Yeah, the wall mount. Talk to you later, Goose. It felt... I've messed with it. I do use it on the thing. It's like not quite big enough for this build. Like I put it in these originally and it just felt too small. Like the wall's so big that it kind of, it needs bigger details. Right? It looks small. I thought, honestly, I had the same idea. Like you're totally right. It's just this build's so big that it needs a little bit more. I was quite surprised. I thought it was gonna look great. I was like, I love using the Broodmother thing, wall mounts and stuff, and the infected Broodmother ones. They look really cool, and it was like, nope, not even close to the right size. That's what yeah, I had it in there. I tried it on this wall, and it's just, yeah, needs bigger details. Or, oh, really? Handy Nat, what are you doing to me? Could be the opposite as well, though. Try one like this. I was always hoping we could place the ground plushies on the wall to look like big bugs crawling walls, right? That would look great. I would like that a lot. Or maybe curves. Oops. Oh, dang it. Of course. You want to play, don't want to play nice, do you? Like switch them too. Like a little inverse. Interesting. I guess you technically can in playgrounds. Not that that's the same. I need something on the wall here. Oh, I forgot. Forgot to farm. It's my life. I'm an ash cement farmer. Nothing more. Builder? No. Ash cement farmer. Got my pickaxe now. I really feel like it. Oh, you tried. How did I? Why are you slowing me down? Leave me alone. No. I'm sure slow. There we go. What's everyone's record for ash cement? I got 34 the other day. Most I've ever gotten. Okay. Oh, yep. We got it. We did it. Off to bed, just wanted to pop in and say what's up to y'all, to all y'all. Sounds good, Luderav, man. Hope you have a great rest of your night, dude. 25's the highest you've gotten? Man, you've gotten screwed. 25 is about average, I'd say. If you get 25, you can't be too upset. If you get anything 29 and above, feel very good. It's a great drop. 34 was nuts. It was insane. Before that, I had only gotten 32. Well, eventually, Ludorav, we were gonna work on the Chandelier. I just hadn't got there yet. So I'm still trying to figure out in my head what I'm gonna do. This is all I got so far. Everything after this just looks like a claw for some reason. Dang claw machine. I haven't really used the chimneys in any of my builds. I should probably mess with that a little. Yeah, just too small. Mega building problems. It's like fine, but we could do better. That's the easy route, you know? Need a designer? Seriously. The builder needs a builder. They're good there, but they don't really sit on these walls very well anymore either. Oops. Get in the wall. Struggle's real. Those are too big. And they won't place there either. Some weird window wall. They would fit, but like what goes behind them then? What does that gain us? Is the question. Needs something here, right? But what? What if it even just went like this? And then like, actually, yeah, it could be one closer. What do we put back there then? We could do like, I've been wanting to put some armor dummies down. So this might be the spot. It's like outside they were the armor dummies were too small scale wise. But in here, they might be perfect. Suppose. Is that too heroic? I always like that too. Then what armor sets do we give them? I think all I have over here is the wasp, and yeah. Are those the sets I want? I don't know. I gotta go out there. We have to touch grass. Just want to play my simulation game instead of my simulation game. Should put the lights in first, dang it. Then I could have built them and seen what they look like. If you like the stream, hit the like button. Hey, thank you. You guys are better at being streamers than I am. It does help, though. The more likes and stuff we get, the more I can do this on a regular basis. Which is a win-win-win-win, you know? Can collect all these materials while we're out here, too. And again, sorry, Chaos, for totally spacing on your request, by the way. I'm glad you got it figured out, but I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot. That day, I literally was going to start it, and then I got distracted with work and was like, literally forgot about it. Because I was like, oh, this would be a great little thing. I could do a better job on mine. Like, make it legit. Nope. Totally forgot. Wouldn't even have been hard either. That's the annoying part, is I could have finished it really fast. I just totally spaced it. Life comes first. I appreciate the grace and understanding. So I was like, dude, how did I forget? I mean, I'm a pretty forgetful person, so it's pretty obvious how I forgot, but... Gotta copy out the other side on this as well. It's gonna be a lot easier if I just start from scratch. I can barely remember what day of the week it is these days. They all blend together. Stay young, y'all. Adulting sucks. It's overrated. Apologize if it came off as rude. Kind of been upfront. No, not at all. It was just more so I was like, oh my god, how did I forget? I was like, I literally had started, like I sat down to do it when I had like a 15, 20 minutes, and then I got a phone call at work and totally forgot about it. I was more annoyed, like, dang it, I'm usually not that bad at remembering things like that. Oh, okay. That didn't drop 45 things, luckily. That just was spam destroying. Can you show us how you make the jump pad elevator wall? I know how to make them, but my jump pads have to show through the wall. Yours don't? Yeah, one sec. I actually have a mock-up of that. Specifically for when people ask. Funny enough. That's all probably fine. Most of that stays. Let me just finish destroying this stuff and picking it up. Also, welcome in, William. Hope you're having a good night. It's very simple overall, luckily. There's actually some slightly more efficient designs as well than what I typically do. I just go like the basic, easy route. I've been hating those false support readings. I clench my butt cheeks together every time I hit destroy, right? They really get you and I always do it like that, where it's like, I'm not really paying attention, and then all of a sudden I was like, that said 45. The worst part is because I have PTSD from it because of, not even because there was like the glitch that was going on, like that, I didn't really have any like unfortunate effects. It's this stinking flooring, because none of it's actually supported until you build underneath it, and I hadn't, so I was just placing these, so every time I destroyed one or had to move it, it would destroy everything. Or if I would place a blueprint and destroy the blueprint, it was destroying all of them, and you're like, no. So many mushroom pillars. Great night, your building is insane and giving me lots of inspiration to build grounded. Good. That's why I do it. I want more people to keep building in this game. I honestly don't feel like I've even scratched the surface of what's capable in this game. I've seen so many cool designs. Like, this isn't even the half of it. Much more to come. Yeah, it's looking good. Go away. Yeah, come over here. I'm gonna drag you. Where are you going? Come on now. Oh, dang it. He saw me. Oops. Come on. Keep it coming. Yeah, we're gonna put you underneath here with all your friends. Oh, stop it. Oh, don't get stuck. No, he's stuck. Oh, crap. Yep, I knew that was gonna happen. Dang it. You weren't supposed to be able to dig down. Come on. Yeah, fall in the hole. No, that wasn't the right one. Dang it. Oh geez, they're all coming now. We've done messed up. Why can't he get over that? Come on. Fit, you chonk. There we go. Now he'll leave me alone as long as he stays down here. Keep coming. You too. Y'all can live in this pit. It'll be my bottomless pit. No, go away. I don't want any Girl Scout cookies. Wish they gave us the option, like in Playground, where you can Control-Z, undo any mistakes. I get why it's, yeah, hard in survival just because of the fact that you can't, like, undo key story moments. Probably a little harder to code in properly. Saw your 10 tips video, and now my inventory is always full when I get to my base and my walls have layers. Nice. Like that it's actually working. I'm amazed. That video is doing very well, so I'm happy it's being well received, that people are finding it. I think I got a lot of ideas. Oh, I could have done all this, dang it. Lots of info and stuff. I don't even think that covers everything. Definitely could have done more. But glad it's helping. Definitely like to hear that. Video took a while to make, so nice to hear that people are enjoying it. And that the tips like that, because I thought there would be some where people would be like, what a dumb tip. Just because, yeah, it's obvious, but often overlooked. So glad people are enjoying all the tips, even the simple ones. We can do the lights now. Yeah, I definitely want to do videos like that in other games that I play in as well. Alright, that's kind of cool. I'm alright with that. Might have to redesign this stuff a little, or maybe this will be enough detail. Not bad. There are no dumb tips. If they work, we all were noobs at one point, and even the simplest and most obvious tips help someone out there. Yeah, that was kind of the point. I mean, if you're watching a video on how to be a better builder, say that 10 times fast, you probably want, like, some of the basic stuff because you're struggling with it. If you're really good at building, you probably don't need a whole lot of tips anyways. And that's what the later tips were for, mostly. Give people that have the really late game stuff that are struggling a little bit of something to chew on. Jeez, why am I lagging? Where'd that go? Oh. Really? Cool. Guess that kind of works. Go home. Guess that's sort of the same thing. Not my best work. That doesn't look horrible, actually. Kind of makes it look more attached. Just a little bit. Get in there. Don't do it. There. There are a few different things that only can be achieved when you get the placement order right. Seriously. There's a couple things I've just randomly made work that definitely shouldn't work. I don't know, maybe that needs to be ash cement too. Hardly even tell anything's happening. Or some pattern above, I don't know. That's like this. I've shown people how to recreate this, and it's 100% just doing the order right. It seems impossible until it just works. It's all about putting it in the correct order. And I love this little thing. A little forge. Even though this is technically the forge. Dude, you know what I haven't checked in a long time? How many fusion crystals? Holy cow, I have so many. I've totally forgot about these. 26. That's like one whole upgrade. Dang. I thought it was going to be more. I mean, that's a lot, but 28 doesn't also feel like a lot, unfortunately. I don't even know what I want to upgrade. They all need it. They're all, I think everything I have is level 11. Yeah. Except that, because I don't care. Probably fighting the... Oh my god, that's painful. Infused Broodmother the most, and... That painful. I can't decide if I like this or the Club of the Mother Demon more. They feel very similar. And then I'm gonna get infused ones in New Game Plus 2. I probably should have just saved those, honestly. Well, I need a fire one either way. Spicy. I don't think those are it, y'all. Nope. Another great batch of trinkets. Dang. No science. I need to start farming science too. Need more telebodies. Is it easy to build the castle? I haven't been over there yet. The pagoda one? This cat, like the castle I built? Or the other one? Technically they're both kind of castles. Kind of castle-esque. But this one's maybe more of a traditional castle, I'd say. Oh, Moldork's castle? Easy to build to the castle? Yeah, really easy. You just need a handful of pieces of grass or weed stems to build a couple floors over. Not bad. You jerks. I need to change those to foundations. I only put this well here because I was like, oh, I want access to get underneath. And I'm like, I don't really need access to get underneath. I'll just move them. It's less convenient. It's easier to cover them up so they don't see you anymore. Hide them away for good. You know how you light up vases with floor lamps? Have you tried that with Bombardier Beetle floor trophy? The whole abdomen. The Bombardier or the lanterns bugs? The fireflies? Dang it. Isn't it just fireflies that light up? Bombardiers? You're just saying, oh, when they're placed in it. Probably not. Huh. Don't have any dark spots here. Over here. And one of these? Like that? You're a gummy bear? Yay. Kind of lights up. Doesn't want to place more. Might be the pebble foundations though. Go in your home. I have to mess with it on something that's not built on such a weird spot. Do with those and ladybugs. Interesting. It's hard to get it right inside sometimes though, but going from a different angle. Interesting. I look cool in my other base where I actually have some of that stuff. I don't really have the bug mounts done on, at least in this base yet. Ain't having it. Perfect. Ain't meant to be, apparently. Only here for a bit before I pass out. That's a lot of melatonin. Yeah, they changed a couple things, Chaos, like that, unfortunately. Some things got better and some got worse. I'm not totally sure what they ended up doing. Still trying to figure that out. Some things for the better, but not everything. Yeah, no collision. I assume that's what you were saying. Like mushroom walls, the texture changed somehow. Not like the texture didn't change, but the texture changed. It got more texture, essentially, I think is what I'm saying. Like I had to change all of my bounce towers. Oh, dude. Dude, thank you, William. I literally just made that comment and I was like, dude, I totally ADHD'd the crap out of William's request to look at those. Thank you for reminding me. ADHD is one hell of a drug. Actually, it's going to be easier to show in person. So, all you have to do is this. So, I like to use the handy net just because it's a little easier to see. But this is the general setup. I have been using ash cement just because I think it has the least, like, shoot you off the wall. Some of the weed stem stuff and grass stuff's not as bad. Mushroom now has one block that, like, sticks out really far, like this or something, one of these. And the, like, weird new texture will bounce you off the wall a bunch. So it's annoying. So all you got to do is place the wall, build the wall. Once the wall is built, you just have to put it in till a little bit. I think maybe the difference is that if you use grass, I think it'll show through. Then you just have to mess with it and make sure it bounces you up correctly, and then rinse and repeat over and over again. But the key is that it's, oops, the flat edge here is the one you want to use. Get the flat edge lined up as perfect as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. I think it's always a little closer on the left, but then you just push it into the wall. And you're good to go. That's all it takes. And I tend to do 3. If you go 2, you'll go up faster. 3 is cheaper though. I normally take tranquilizer that my doctors give to go to bed, but I ran out of it. It's about 1,000 milligrams of melatonin. Dang, dude. I just garden if you know what I mean. Have a little gummy before bed. Awesome, William. Hope it helps. Let me know if you have any questions or something's not working, but this is currently my favorite setup. I've seen a couple that you can do like with like a half wall. It looks kind of nice. So you do essentially the same thing, but you can like build it so it's more like this. And that way you just like go in and you go bing 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 all the way up. I think that's a good design as well. It would just be something like this. Sort of a safer design, I think you can do. I don't have the ash cement. Oh, it's gotta be this side, I think. Yeah, when you build it like this, it's always on the right side that you bounce up. So you can build it like that, and then you have like a cylinder to go through. Night knife. Sorry I'm late, my stomach is killing me. No worries, Fancy. And then this way, I think you just would want to move this like over just slightly. Yeah, you just have to get it lined up properly if you do it like this. So it's a little easier to do it in the center. Oops. That way you can just bounce, bounce, bounce. Is that a diff design where I have the flat side facing me? Interesting. Yeah, this is how that's how I first learned how to do it. And it seems to be really consistent overall for me. I also like that the line on the ash cement lines up with it, so you can kind of justify yourself to it every time. Yeah, it costs a lot more. It's just another YouTuber did a video on it, and I was like, oh, I mean, it's the same design, but it makes it slightly easier to use, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Dang, I collected those so late last night. Just sleep. I like showing it off because it's an option, but it's not necessary. That's why I kind of show it off the way I do, honestly, is because it's slightly... It's the cheapest way to do it, and then you can make it look good however you want from there, and just use that as the base. And I think any material other than mushrooms is the way to go currently. I honestly don't use much stem, but you probably wouldn't be able to use half stem at least. I think you'd be fine with that. Yeah, I mean, it's not mine. If you want to see the actual video, I think MCM Designs is the YouTuber. Literally just made a video on it like within the last week. 25. And he kind of shows it off, but I think that's the gist of it. He might make it a little more complicated than that. But that seems to be another design that works pretty well. Good for the people that like come in and don't use bounce towers very much if you have other people that go into your world. They're like, what do I do? Because I've had a lot of people in my videos like, how do you run up the walls? I'm like, what? What do you mean run up the wall? Oh, the bounce tower. I guess not everyone's seen that. Just feels like part of the game to me now. Doesn't feel like a weird thing. Also, one more question about your thoughts on the game. Do you think New Game Plus is good / fun for the game? 100%. I think it's extremely difficult. I don't think it's easy for the game, but I think if you're someone who has played the game a bunch and is ready to go to New Game Plus, like, it's absolutely a great addition. I think it still needs some balancing and some tweaking and stuff. But I also think that everyone complaining about it hasn't put enough time into getting trinkets. Now, I think they need a more consistent way to get trinkets. Because high roll trinkets are extremely annoying to get right now. The only reason I can get trinkets right now is because I duped a bunch of stuff when there was a glitch going on to get extra materials, so I could just reroll trinkets instead of doing the save thing. Because it's miserable. But other than that, I think it's an amazing addition overall. I think it's exactly what the game needed. I don't think it's not meant for new players. It's not meant for people like anyone that's like rushing to New Game Plus 9 is doing it wrong. Like, it's supposed to elongate the play. It's supposed to make it take longer. It's supposed to add additional playthrough, which is really all the game was missing, because you can't retroactively make the game like procedurally generated or whatever. So those are things like it's just not going to do. So overall, with what they had, I think it's perfect for the game. It's difficult and needs some adjustments for sure. Don't get me wrong. It's not perfect, but with what they had, I think they've done an amazing job with it. And as someone who like almost purely builds, I'm really enjoying the ability to play through again. Doesn't mean I don't get frustrated, but that's like saying if I went and played Elden Ring right now for the first time, I'd die 12,000 more times than this. So it's like, it's more for the people that want to replay the game and at the same time want a challenge, because they made the game easier and then they offered new ways to be massively challenged in the game. And so I think that's what it's for, but I think if you don't properly prepare for each new game plus, I think you're doing it incorrectly, personally. It was like, C Dinky, I think, maybe jumped. He also went to New Game Plus 10 now, which is supposed to be ridiculously impossibly hard. I think he rushed too fast, and then as he started figuring out the ridiculous builds that you could do, like, it's difficult, but it's doable. There's OP things, you just have to grind. And the grind, I think, is what's a little bit more frustrating currently for some people. But as you can see from what I do, I enjoy the grind. Like, I have fun with it. I find ways to make it more enjoyable. 100% agree with it needs some tweaks. I have 1.57 mil in raw science and have no good trinkets, let alone cones. Yeah, they do get easier to go. I think the point is that New Game Plus 1, you shouldn't have a perfect roll trinket. It would be broken. It's too easy. I went in and did the Haze Lab. I killed the infected ladybug in like 4 shots. Like, instantaneously killed her with a fresh fresh damage up best explosive resist trinket. So like, she couldn't do anything. It's just like a perfect counter. And so when you get those trinkets, like I have a it's not a perfect roll trinket, but against the infused broodmother, explosive resist, fresh damage up, and then some reflect damage isn't great, but not bad. Like, the difference between having those things and not, like, completely changes the game. All you have to do is perfect parry well at this point. Or like, I got this trinket. I literally died 5 times on one of my streams doing the Java-matic defense, just getting utterly destroyed. I got this trinket and I beat it without even blinking. I one-shot everything. Like, literally everything dies instantaneously. And so I think early on, I like that New Game Plus 1, Plus 2 are more it feels more difficult because the trinkets are harder to get. You don't get as many cones. You don't get as many. You can't get the Globasa necklace things either. And so it feels more difficult, but as you get through them and you get the ability to make good trinkets, it gets so much easier. Like, exponentially easier. And the difference between me and that viewer, one of my mods, like the time he has on the mantis, because he has like a perfect trinket for the mantis, and my trinket on the mantis, it makes it impossibly hard. It is so difficult when you don't have a good trinket. And so the New Game Plus 1 and 2 is what I'm saying is more difficult because it takes more time to get those trinkets, which I think works. And then as the game gets harder, you unlock the ability to make your own tier 3 trinkets is what I'll call them. So it gets exponentially easier. as you go. But you have to be willing to do the grind, and I think that's where a lot of people are stuck right now. Is it is a epically hard grind at the moment, because I feel like the sausager should have you should be able to dedupe trinkets down to the essence of what they are, not just deduper jelly, like it's deduper jelly with explosive resist or something like that. There needs to be some way to dedupe things, and then even at an extremely high cost, combine them together to make good trinkets. I don't really care if it's at a very difficult, like, oh, well, you have to get up this or this or this, or it's 100,000 raw science or whatever it is, but I want to be able to create the trinket that I want. Like currently, for fun, I really want to make a wizard build, because I have decent enough trinkets for the bosses at this point, but I want to make a really good wizard build. And the odds of getting, I think this is the best trinket I've got so far. Spicy Mage, crit damage up best, lifesteal. If this was spicy damage up best, this trinket would be incredible. It'd be so fun. This is decent, but it's not very good with the staff overall. So if that did spicy damage, this trinket would be insanely fun. Or even if that was quick charge, then I could do quick charge with the oxbow, or the ox beetle armor. And then, so I could supercharge, and Spicy Mage gets you like fast attack, but like getting that specific trinket is like 1 in 4 million or something like that. So it's like, I need a way to make the trinket I want, because at some point I don't need to keep re-rolling deduper jelly and stuff to get it. And so I think people are more frustrated with the grind than anything else at the moment. And I can see why that specifically. I enjoy RNG, but it's maybe slightly heavy on the RNG side. And I do enjoy the grind as well, so and if I'm saying it's a little grindy. The only reason I'm not frustrated right now is because I made 8 chests of deduper jelly. Which has made it I'm just re-rolling trinkets at this point. It's no longer frustrating because I have the materials. It's really frustrating if you have to get the deduper jelly and stuff. First thing I do in New Game Plus is hunt molars. We are so... God, I hate this little heart thing. We are so weak when we advance to the next world. Yeah, 100%. I think the mindset, you have to have the right mindset for New Game Plus. It's 100%, I think too many people rushed into it thinking it's just another playthrough. And I'm like, no, it's meant to be exponentially harder. Nothing about it is just another playthrough. It's meant to make the content more interesting by making it more difficult, because a ton of people spent ages crying about it not being hard enough. And then they added the infected broodmother, and then everyone cried that it was too hard. Like, it's not maintenance, they're optional things. Like, you don't have to do any of it if you don't want. You can start a game over if you felt like it. What's the likelihood of them fixing the pedal bed bug? If you've sent it to support, highly likely. If you can show them and send the support team, it is highly likely that they fix things that are glitches like that. Unlikely that they add content type things, but that's 100% just a glitch that's happening in the game. I think I just like the ash cement a little better. This feels too forced. But anything that's a bug, I think they'll look at. But it has to be like, I mean, like, I believe you're in the Discord when you were talking about this issue. Anyone else that can recreate it, the more people you can get to send in that it's an issue, the better off you'll be for them fixing it. I hated the infusion until I leveled up molars. And now you like hunting. There's certain ones that I hate. Really, I just hate the sour because it feels like it's undodgeable. So that one frustrates me. And then yeah, it's really just a sour. The spicy staff one can be annoying, but it's slightly dodgeable. If you're paying attention, you can kind of tell what's going to happen when. But I draw the line at the spicy or the sour staff effect. That one bugs me. And it's just because it's too long. It's too big of a range. If they lowered the range of it so it was dodgeable, so I didn't just like, oh, there, that spawned and I'm dead. Like, there's nothing I can do. I can't run away and like kite for a second. Like, you just die. It just needs the ability like, oh, well, I was playing too close and that's my fault. Sort of, that's fine. I'm fine for being punished like that, but you can't even like, if it hits you once, it's gonna hit you again and you're gonna die. And that can be a frustrating mechanic. New Game Plus is where it is at. This club kills bosses so fast, yeah. I have always liked the Club of the Mother Demon, so I'm very excited to be able to use that again. So right now the Salt Chipper just feels better, but I'm in New Game Plus 2, or 3. So I don't have everything unlocked yet. Yeah, and then once you get to New Game Plus 4, man, you're like, the game becomes exponentially easier. Like, yes, it's a grind, but like, you have a grind to go after at that point. So it's not that horrible. Like, you can get between, you have to think of it, it's like, so you get 3 trinket attributes and 2 infused weapon attributes. You now have 5 extra attributes. You can become so overpowered. The difference between how I feel in New Game Plus 3 currently and New Game Plus 4 once I grind through it is going to be a huge difference. Yeah, Chris and Eric are great community guys. If it's an issue that is not intended, they are very quick to fix things. I mean, the whole deduper glitch patch that they just recently did, along with fixing the building, was like, it was a week faster than I thought we were going to get it. I was like, conservatively, I thought it was going to come out a week later, and then it just like, they posted it, and I was like, dude, what? What a fix. I thought I was going to have to start playing another game for a week because I just literally couldn't build on this base. That is what I was typing out. Yeah, sour attacks. Send out multiple at the same time. Yeah. That, honestly, I honestly don't have any frustrations other than that. Because, like, the explosive is just block the attack. Like, you can't die to an explosive attack if you just block the attack because it doesn't explode then. But the sour one, if the sour spawns, it's undodgeable for the most part, it seems like. And it's not like I'm okay with being punished for not perfect blocking. Like, that's 100% acceptable for me. It's the, like, sour attack spawns, and then you're just out of luck because you can't visually tell. Like, the spicy staff, you can tell when you're how to dodge. The frost staff doesn't one kill you, so as long as you're quick to heal after the frost staff, you just have to run away for a minute slowly. Not stand there and fight while you're slowed. Like, most of them have an easy enough pattern. I do think I like this stance a little better. Most of them have an easy enough pattern. It's the ones, I think also what frustrates people a bit is that it's like, some of the stuff is not... Same as, like, they fixed the explosive attack with the infused bugs, but, like, it's the infected wolf spider explosive attack that's, like, unblockable. So it's like, you can't, there's no counterplay to it. That can be, those are frustrating mechanics. I'm surprised they didn't fix the infected wolf spider attack in the most recent updates. I laughed when they added the duper. I still wonder if they thought it was a good idea itself or if they couldn't fix the duping issue, so they just added the ability to the game. I guess there was a couple. I can only really think of like a handful of ones. I'll try. The only duping thing I can think of was, oh, there it is. Was like the ladder glitch with the acorns. I can't really think of, was there another way to do it? I can't really think of any other way that you could dupe things. Until they made the deduper, then you could dedupe everything on accident. Unblockable attacks can take a long walk off a short wharf. Yeah. I think it's those sort of things, like, mechanically it should just be learn the attack pattern, make the attack pattern extremely difficult to block, like the Infected Broodmother. The Infected Broodmother feels correct in every way to me. It's very difficult. The attack patterns are extremely fast, but they're 100% blockable if you're playing well. And they make sense overall. The explosives aren't the most fun, but they drop in a repeatable manner, so you can be prepared. And then the fact that you can block the scream, perfect. The Mantis, I think that's what can be frustrating for me, is the fact that, like, the Infected Broodmother and the Broodmother, you can block the screams. The Mantis, you can't block the scream. I should be able to block the Mantis bleed in the same way that I block every other scream. It should just be a perfect block option. That's difficult. The duping was before 1.0. You would jump off buildings and die and quickly move things in your inventory. It would dupe them. Interesting. I started playing just after 1.0. But they didn't add the super duper until way later. So for the most part, it was fixed. I think they just wanted a way for people to be able to duplicate things. I think it's mostly nice because it was like, oh, you can duplicate the trinkets that have one. So in a multiplayer world, you can have 4 trinkets. Everyone gets whatever trinket they want, no matter what. Or if you roll a perfect trinket in a multiplayer world, now you can just dupe it for all your friends. So in that sense, it's good. They definitely have gotten a couple of things right. Some things have been difficult and maybe not as successful, but that is game development. And I think some things just don't work as well as, oh dang. It's not gonna work as well here. I guess I could put it here. Do you know which is the best armor set to fight the Mantis? Sort of preference. I use either the Ladybug with the Mask of the Mother Demon, or the Fire Ant armor. The red Fire Ant armor with the Mask of the Mother Demon. So you get a little more defense, a little more healing, or you get a little more damage, a little less survivability. As you go up in New Game Pluses, you kind of, I think, are forced to do the red Fire Ant armor, personally. Just because the survivability doesn't really gain you much anymore after a certain point. All you saying things as I'm thinking them each time. Nice. Great minds think alike. Hello? Why don't you want to place? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Nice. Use all these. Here. The Mantis, to me, is the most difficult boss. Not for everyone. I think the Mantis, attack pattern wise, is absolutely the most difficult. If you're counting specifically things you have to fight, like the Infected Broodmother is always going to be the hardest fight, but honestly, I think the Infected Broodmother is easier than the Mantis most fights. There's a lot more just RNG type fighting in the Mantis. The attacks that aren't blockable. The smash attacks are just a one-shot KO when they're infused. There's not really anything you can do, and then when it spawns the other Mantis, you're just kind of screwed depending on which mutations you get. I had a very hard time in New Game Plus 2. I have a better trinket now, but I still think it's going to be really difficult in New Game Plus 3 currently. Use the tree as a barrier between you and the mantis. Yeah, that helps. But you still can't fully avoid it. At some point, it's going to get you. I also think her attacks, like the... yeah, that looked cool. The like smashing attacks, I just have a really hard time perfect blocking that fight. All the other fights are quite obvious, like what is an attack and what isn't and when to block, and I haven't done the mantis fight enough to feel confident in that fight specifically. It's just a difficult one, honestly. Too much, kinda. I don't love it. These days, it will take the boss fights over an infused black. Dude, the infused Black Widow is insane. Honestly, like, I tried fighting an infused Black Widow, and every single time, it would spit out an infused baby. I was like, this is stupid. How am I supposed to fight the infused brute or infused Black Widow when it's doing that? Like, rude. Actually, that's kind of a cool detail. I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. I wish there was another gap on that side, but I guess that's how that is. I'm actually feeling that quite a bit. I like that. Funny. When you accidentally build something cool. Gotta love it. Choose my fave fight, but now with her speed, she's so hard. Ugh, I hate. The Black Widow was easy. I could just fight. I would just do the max Black Widow raids and just destroy 6 of them at the same time with the Widow armor. It was just a joke. And now it's like one of the infused ones spawns and you're like, oh crap, I'm dead. What should I know to prep for IBM first time? You should be very practiced at the Black Widow fight, especially now. If you're struggling, go fight. Get really confident at fighting Black Widows. Even if it's just like go save in front of one and fight it over and over again, if you don't want to wait for them to respawn, and just reload the save, and just get really good at that attack pattern, because that attack pattern is exactly what the Infected Broodmother is going to do. And the sped up one is like the last stage. It might be slightly slower. I don't 100% know the numbers on it. But that fight will immensely help you. And then get a fresh toenail scimitar. And the armor's kind of up to you. It's kind of depends. Similar to what I was saying earlier, you could do the Fire Ant armor with a Broodmother infected, or in the Broodmother helmet. You could do Ladybug armor. You could do Roly-Poly armor if that's what you like. It's kind of all semi-personal on that front, but the fresh toenail scimitar. And then as you get into New Game Plus, you want to get the fresh battle axe, but you have to have that first, so. But it's really getting the attack pattern down. There's not a whole lot of like RNG and stuff. It doesn't hurt having, if you're struggling with the explosions, it doesn't hurt having the fungal charm if you have it. Or farming for it if you're really struggling with the explosions, but perfect blocking her attacks. And then from there, it's just don't get hit by the scream. You have to perfect block the scream. As many times as possible, because the damage reduction you get is very painful. It makes the fight exponentially harder the more you get hit by it. Not that hard of a fight if you... no, you want a fresh toenail scimitar. Fresh all the way. That's also why the Fire Ant armor is good, because it sort of doubles down on the fresh toenail scimitar effect if down the fresh path, and you get the corrosion attack thing. So you do extra damage with it, and it fresh does a lot of damage to her. And then you can use Blade Master. Those side jumps still get me a lot. Learn the audio cues. The audio cues are what made a huge difference for me. Honestly, the fight's really easy. Because once you know the audio cues, it's just like, oh, she's jumping, block. I could do it with my eyes closed until the last phase most of the time. You get really comfortable with those patterns. It actually becomes very easy. Oh, that's under that, dang. If I did like that. Still haven't beaten the infected broodmother on medium, haven't fought her too much, but can only beat her so far in easy. I farmed her mostly in medium. It's hard though. It's a very difficult fight. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I don't like that as much. And it's meant to be. I mean, that's why it's totally optional. You don't have to do the fight. It's only meant to challenge you, because it gives you nothing of use other than the Blaster of the Moldy Matriarch is really nice for blowing up grass and stuff. That's about all. But once you get the attack pattern down, I don't think it's that. That being said, you're not meant to win the fight every time. Like, you're 100% going to lose it a couple times. But after you fight her 5 times, like, I'd say like 1 in 5 isn't a bad percentage rate of killing her. Like 20%, 1 out of 5 wouldn't be bad. I just haven't fought her enough yet. That is always the first tip. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why it's like I'm frustrated at the Mantis fight, but at the same time, I 100% blame that on myself for not knowing the fight well enough yet. Because I struggle at blocking because I don't know the attack patterns well enough. I haven't, like, memorized them. Where I fought the Mantis 10 times 7 or 8 months ago, a year ago at this point. And I got the gold card on, like, the 10th try or whatever. But the infected broodmother took me 51 tries, not including the 10 or 15 times I saved and reloaded the fight, because it was like I wasn't originally going to use all the things, but then I'm like, you know, if I'm going to do this fight this many times, I might as well just get all the materials so I never have to fight her again. So I duped a ton of moldy hoagies and sent it. But I did the fight so many times, I feel confident in the fight now. Not on WoW, though. I have no confidence on WoW. Only on medium. And I fought her quite a few times on easy as well for some of those. After about 25 tries, I think I switched to easy. So I was just getting tired. The grind was real. And I didn't have many gold cards left to go. When would you move to new game +1? I think if you're struggling with any of the fights, I don't think you should be moving on to new game plus until you're really confident. Like it's not should not be lightly taken moving into new game +1. I think it's a very big jump in difficulty because the infused bugs are exponentially harder and you won't have any upgrades. You should have, like, when I went, I had fully upgraded Sour Axe, Salty Club of the Brood Mother, a Mother Demon, jeez. Salty Club of the Mother Demon, and a Spicy Coltana maxed all the way. And then I had half the armors probably upgraded all the way. Like, you want to have you have to have a bunch of stuff upgraded. Like, if you don't have things upgraded, you can't hope to advance. You should have all of the milk molars. You shouldn't miss any milk molars. Get every single one. You should... I collected all the trinkets. They're not... Since you can get them in New Game Pluses, they're not all super important, especially because you can start getting new ones, but you're going to want some decent ones, or else the original grind is going to be tough. So I wouldn't take it lightly just jumping into it. I think you want to be very prepared. You need a lot of upgrade materials because you're going to blow through them instantaneously upgrading new weapons. As you get to the different battle axes and stuff, it gets exponentially harder. In that sense, you get a lot of upgrade materials, but you're going to use a lot of upgrade materials. So if you don't have any of those stocked up, stock up beforehand. And then if you're the kind of person that wants gold cards, get the boss gold cards before you go to New Game Plus, because you will not have a good time trying to get them in New Game Plus. It's going to be miserable. Because then you have to fight every single one as a infused boss while trying to farm gold cards. So if there's any gold cards you're struggling with or you care about that thing, make sure you do it before you go to New Game Plus. That's why if you're the type of person that cares about 100%, get 100% and then feel confident in going to New Game Plus. Otherwise, leave it alone for a little while. Have fun getting good at the game and then move on when you're ready to play the story again. Because it's difficult as you're learning it. 10 chests full of smoothies. I didn't have that many. I don't even have one chest full of smoothies, but that's wrong. I was coming back streaming a while back. I had fight the IBM option in channel points, but after dying so much to her, I took it up to 5k points to redeem, and then just removed it. Yeah, it's a battle. Yeah, and have a good base. Have a very good base built. Have everything organized, nice and fancy like. You can't have enough materials. Can't stress that enough. You will blow through a lot of materials. I think it'll be surprising. And you just want to be confident, like, you have to be confident in fighting each bug because they can all spawn as infused versions. And so for that reason, you just want to be confident in each one. Doesn't mean that they're individually difficult, but they can feel really difficult if you're not good at them yet. You don't befriend all the queen ants and get the baby ants. You have to peep those, yes. So you do have to befriend them. That wasn't right. But that only matters if you care about 100%. Many people don't, which I totally understand. I am not one of those people. I had to 100% it. Literally couldn't help myself but 100% it. It was like an obsession. But I have 2,000, let's see. I have 2,277 hours according to Steam, which isn't totally correct. But it's close. Definitely close. Oh, I did use one of those. Okay. Oh, that's what I did. I already forgot what I did. There. Go up. In. There you go. Do you ever play with base raids on? I am unashamed to say I always turn that off. Too much work goes into bases to get them destroyed. I did for a long time. So I had until I played 100% standard survival until the 1.2 update. When they released the 1.2 update, I enabled custom mode specifically to use the handy gnat. And then I played with that for a week, and then I unlocked the Brawny Boy bin. And released the wasps, and then I got raided by wasps one time, and I turned it off at that moment. And at that point, it's just wasps and mosquitoes. Everything else can't even attack the base. Just wasps and mosquitoes can attack the base. But when they attacked the pagoda base, it was like devastating how much damage they did. Like, insane how much damage they did to that base. It was painful. I literally had to reload the save. They did so much damage. I lost like 2 hours worth of work because I was like, I can't handle that right now. I'm gonna cry. It was painful. Didn't realize about the babies until it was too late. I mean, you could befriend them at any point. Fresh Toenail Scimitar. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, the handy gnat's perfect. Best addition to the game. Without the handy gnat, none of this... Everything's possible. I built up to there without the handy gnat. I didn't do all these details, but I built the basic structure up to there, and I built a tower up to here as well. They just didn't have all those details. And it made me want to cry scaffolding up, trying to do some of the stuff I did. It was painful. Like, painful. But I loved building so much, I couldn't help myself. And then they added handy gnat, and I was like, I can't not use this. I have to use this. Changed everything. But I did a lot of this building without it, so... It's not necessarily necessary, but it sure makes life a lot more enjoyable. It's made building exponentially more fun. You can befriend them in the next one. You can befriend them in any of them once you start over. But if you infect them, then you have to go to the next one and then go to the next one. I built my base on the rock. By the tape, over by the picnic table. The only thing I need to worry about is the wolf spider. Yeah, that's not a bad spot. Be careful in New Game Plus as well about like building bases in this general area. I think the haze expands a little bit in New Game Plus. It might go all the way out to here. And so some of these areas just are infected when you start. So you have to go, I mean, it's not hard to run over and plug the haze immediately, especially if you've just built a set of stairs right there. But it's like the first thing I do every time. Would you recommend as an alternative farming raw science for duping materials or value? No, it's not worth it. All the materials are way too expensive. There's so many other things that are way better than duping the materials. At least in my opinion. You can get a lot of raw science, but if you're doing like New Game Plus stuff, you need that raw science way more than you need it for the materials. It's a lot easier to farm the materials unless it's just ash cement and lint are the only ones. And they added a bunch of lint, so honestly the lint's not that bad either. It's really ash cement, I think, is the only one that's like an actual kind of grind for the material. Other than that, it's not too bad anymore. But I honestly feel like all the materials are overpriced in that sense. It'd have to be like a whole wall. Upgrade mats, like the fusion crystals, or just like welcome in velocity. Like, are you saying these? Sorry, these? Like whetstone? Or are you thinking like duping this stuff? Like infused fusion crystals or globs? The only thing I would even contemplate duping is this stuff. Everything else is not that difficult. Yeah, the globs and jewels are easy. Go farm right here. Crap, what are they called? The scarabs? Does that know what they are? Why can't I find it? Is it a green scarab? I can't remember the name all of a sudden. Twinkling shells, duh. That's why. In the undershed, there's like 3 to 5 that spawn in a tube down there. And as long as you have loot luck on, you can get a bunch of drops. And the candies are super easy to get. So I wouldn't waste it. I think there's going to be way better uses for it overall. I'd rather dupe all sorts of things before that. I mean, like, this is a perfect example. This is all just legit farming. Get a spicy staff, upgrade it to, like, in the new game, you can upgrade it to, like, level 7 or 8 before you get to New Game Plus, and you can just one-shot all of them really easily. Welcome in, Velocity. Hope you're having a good night, man. A heap of burrowing larvas, but they aren't an issue there. Oh, yeah. Sorry, you were talking about the other base. Building a mega base on top of the Brawny Blinn. Nice. It's a good spot. As long as you're creative enough, it's a good spot. It can be difficult if you struggle with, like, a blank slate. It doesn't offer a whole lot other than just a blank space. Actually, maybe I should check these before just deduping them. I do have a chest with one of every hard resource to get so I can dupe them. That's not a bad thing. I don't think I've ever duped materials. Just like random things, trinkets, that kind of stuff. That's all I've really duped. I did the deduping thing for a little while there, but a chest full by lint farming, yeah. You can get a lot of, you can get like 250 lint per run now. 4 in the pipe and 1 in the lower chasm, where the orb weavers are, yeah. And then if just running around up in the upper area by the wood pile and the glove with the lint, you can get a bunch more. Tons of ooze off the mantis. New Game Plus 4 spawns. The second little mantis. The build I made for the fight has allowed me to farm it by borderline spawn killing it. Nice. I don't have a good build for it. That's horrible. Oops. Did I drop that? I was like, what the heck? Again, it's never perfect. Like, I got that salt one. That salt one. That salt one. That just, it's always the last one that's garbage. Every time. I always get so close. Look, block strength and perfect block. Wow. Finale damage and finale goo. If it had finale fury, it'd be funny. Not good, but funny. Do the boss battle recipes a lot? Yeah. Remember before they added the undershed, the grind for lint was brutal as the dust mites used to be OP. They're an OP in New Game Plus. If you get attacked by them, you can just run away from them for the most part. But man, if you try to fight them, you get destroyed. But for the story, you do not need that much lint. Yeah. You only need it if you're building stupid stuff like I do. Stupidly cool. Check, did we spawn yet? Yeah. For the longest time, I never knew about the huge lint spawn past the water pipe. Nice, glad it helped. And it's gotten even better. They added a bunch more, and most of them are in the same areas. They just added more nodes. There's just a couple that spawn after the Black Widow now. And there's the field station. When you jump up on that pipe, if you go left instead of where my video shows right, there's 2 more nodes there. Not a huge difference, but with the additional spawns, you can get a lot of extra lint. They just need a couple more things of charcoal now, and it would be fine. If I could get like 40 per charcoal run, I think it'd be really good. It'd be at a perfectly normal level. It'd be unlimited at that point. Headphones and turn your volume up and you can hear the scurrying sound of the scarabs. Yeah, that works as well. Or you just clear out everything, all of the stuff here, and then you run around like this. It's better with the charge. I don't have my standard build on, but yeah, you just go like this. Ouch. It doesn't help when I'm getting attacked by that guy, but oh, it's better with the where'd the other one go? Oh, he got scared away. Run! I'm so slow. There. This makes it, this is where I get most of mine, just because I farm over here so much. You can just see them from a mile away, so you just spicy staff them to death. It's made it very, very easy. His video is outdated though, there are more spots. Yeah, I was just talking about that. It's not really, there's only like 2 actual spots. There's just more additional spawns in some of the places that I showed as well. I only really think of 2 areas where there's actually new ones that weren't before. But it's a lot of additional lint. Or sneak up behind the sucker and bah! Oh no! Why is he still running? What the heck? Where is he going? Dude's on a run! What is happening? Come here, you little stinker. You're not getting away now. He's just gonna make me blow up my thing. You stinker. I thought I had him. Fails. It is easier to kill them if you don't build this over, though. If you just destroy all of the grass and then just farm them, then they can't run on top of it. You can spicy staff them from anywhere. I just didn't want to sabotage my own thing, because that's what's been happening over here. I attack one of these guys and then they destroy half of it, and I'm too lazy to fix it. I think I've enjoyed the pickaxe so far. And it does pretty much the same damage as the Club of the Mother Demon until I get like an infused version in the next New Game Plus. They feel very even right now, at least. I mean, that's like an extra stack almost with extra nodes. I think charcoal should grind into 2. Yeah, so that wouldn't be bad. I think they fixed the lint to the level where it's like, I feel good about how much you can get. Like, I have enough to do, I have 1,000 plus just from farming the glove one every time I go get charcoal. But I always run out of charcoal. So is it just me, or are the char nodes consistently dropping less than they used to? I used to get min 2, but now I'm getting 1. On average, I get more now, actually. I used to get, on a consistent basis, below 25. Now I feel like I get 25 and above. And for the first time a week or 2 ago, I got 34. That dropped total. Well, is it better, though, velocity? Because the more of the stuff's weak is immune to the poison, and this has finale bleed. So it's like the same thing, is it not? Maybe it does slightly less damage overall, but I feel like because of the finale bleed, they almost equal each other out. And then you don't have to use Apex Predator for the bleed as well to get the extra effects. You can just use the Smasher. Feels opposite for me. Yeah, I feel like I typically am getting slightly more recently. But it's 100% RNG and random, unfortunately. Build up there. It is better if you use it. I am never using Barbarian, ever. This is the dumbest perk. Horrible perk. Trying to give me cancer using Barbarian. Not being able to perfect block is the worst feeling ever. Maxed out Frosted Flake and or Breath Slasher seems to take out in 3 hits. I like those visually, but the Frosted Edge is just better at this point, it feels like. See, that's why you don't know how to use it. Ugh. Yeah, the healing effect doesn't feel worth it. Oh, it's supposed to be the curved ones. Duh. It's like, why does it feel off? That's why. Never been a fan of Barbarian. I love my perfect blocks. I mean, it's like the whole point of the game. So not doing it feels horrible. Especially when everything one-shots you and you have to block. At that point, it just feels miserable. It's like masochism. If you stun it, you switch to Barbarian. I'm not switching. I'm just playing one. I'm not that much. We build, we're not battle here, man. You know the saying. If I gotta switch mutations, I give up. You watch me do the final defense, you know. Built a huge castle on top of the rock by the grill, and all around those different spots. Got good ideas from your videos. My buddies go crazy because I build so much. Nice. Building's the best, man. It's just the way to go. I have a blast building in this game. It's too good. Always new ideas and levels to do, make it look better. Yeah. It extends the playthrough too, is what I really enjoy. It gives you something to keep doing. You can't just sit back. Gotta keep on building. Frosted Flake stun is insane. Isn't the stun the same as all the battle axes though? All it has is exhaustion recovery. That's why it feels wrong. It's the other way. Oh, yeah. And these are at an angle. Durr. Hello? Is it this one? Isn't that crazy? My brain. There. That's right. I play console. I like to think I'm fast with combat swaps, but for fights like the EVM, I never be fast enough. Yeah, I'm not. I literally am getting emotes made for the channel and for memberships and stuff, and the main saying is "We build, not battle," because I'm not bad at combat, but I'm not good. I'm told old and slow now to do hectic swaps mid-fight. Ugh, I'm too old and slow now. Yeah, that's how I am. I know exactly what you're saying there. I can't play no Call of Duty anymore. I played Valorant for a while. I just got crapped on by freaking 10-year-olds, so I had to give up. Know when to call it. Still fun, but dang it. I know what my strengths and weaknesses are these days. And there's nothing wrong with that. Axes even have less stun now since the last patch. All you have to do is open the menu with T and switch to the other one. Yeah, but I don't want to. I want to play my one build. and move on with my life. That's just how I like to play it. Is that one too long? Yeah. Get over here, you. I just keep it as it's stronger than the termite axe, so it replaces it in my inventory. I absolutely love the breath slayer though, but I'm still only in the first couple of new game pluses, so haven't unlocked the new stuff yet. The breath slayer thing is cool, it's just not as good as the other options. Essentially the battle axes just feel the best because of the attack speed buffs. You can just do so much damage and they still have good stun. But you get the right setups, there's now abilities with the right trinkets to make anything viable, I think. Hanging out with Mary Jane, dude. Chaos, you know my life, man. My reflexes are slow. Let's just say that. Every once in a while, I'll do something amazing and be like, you know, one day, at one point in my life, I was good at this stuff. Is a really good weapon in the meta now. Second best after a good infused Mother Club. Interesting. What made it better? Didn't feel as... That was the first one I made because it's the coolest looking new weapon. But it didn't feel as good as the battle axes. Does it work with... What did they make good about it? It sucked before. What changed? It's only misinformation if you're lying. I know nothing. How's that go? Only on New Game Plus 3, but building never ends. The bugs are always the same. Yeah. That's where I'm at. Oh, it's just 2 of those, yeah. Has a slow effect, so with Giddy Goop. Oh, well, that's fine. Acceptable. Oh, this goes up a level. Derp. Something felt off, I knew it. I mean, I guess that's fine. But then I have to get a trinket with finale goo. I'm not just gonna use Giddy Goop on its own. That's boring. I'm a builder and not great with combat anymore. Now they made it more complex, so take any advice I give regarding combat with a grain of salt. I'm the same though. Thanks for stopping in, Velocity. I leave the combat to Velocity. He's way better at it than I am. I build his bases. I build the bases, and he fights the things. And that just works, you know? Everyone's got their own strengths and weaknesses. Oops. Can't lie, brother. I hate the slowing on bosses. Honestly, I feel the same, local. I feel so similar. I use the Giddy Goop on the infused Broodmother, and it totally messes with the attack pattern for me. Like, I'm much more comfortable with just doing the attack pattern the way it's intended. It's like going from the... It feels like going from the infused Broodmother to the Broodmother, and it actually gets me killed more often than not. So funny. You might need it, but it still feels like crap. And that's how I feel about it. Not a fan. I actually got a fresh damage up best plus explosive resist trinket the other day, which I feel like is going to be pretty good. I wish it had a good third perk. I never get a good third perk. But it's the best one I've got so far for the infected broodmother. Take what you can get, right? Just doesn't look right. I'm fine with that. What if we did one of these? Really? You're not gonna let me place it on the roof? How rude. Oh, but I can place it there? Is it just supports? Nope, it's not gonna let me do it. I see how it is. I see how it is grounded. Yeah, I don't like shields either very much in this game. Not my favorite. Probably more stubbornness than anything, but the two-handed weapons just do so much more damage, they feel better. And for running in the yard, it's great since they will be so slow that you kill them before they can do one attack. Explosive resist is meh since IBM drums bombs. Sometimes we better off with some damage. I mean, I have fresh damage at best, and that's the best I got. I haven't gotten a single one that has two. I might have a fresh damage up best and a boss damage, but that's it. I haven't gotten anything better than that. So the explosive resist feels nice, especially when they have the explosive perk. It's not necessarily bad if it's the best thing you can get. Velocity just has too good at trinkets, so he doesn't remember what it's like being a peasant. Struggling. Good for duping meals. I mean, I have so many meals just from playing that I don't even really need them anymore. Plus, I just dupe the perfect toast anyways, most of the times. Stick with axes since I like the fury. Same here. No matter what anyone says, the attack speed feels so good. There's just nothing else. Everything feels bad compared to getting attack speed to me. No matter what the damage output says, it doesn't feel as good. And that's all I really care about in games. It was just like when I used to play Call of Duty, I would always use anything that like sped up my reloads and stuff because it just feels good. More firepower. I don't care about anything else. Yeah, I really liked shields when I first started playing as well. That changed as I went on because you do less damage. It just feels worse after a certain point. Or when I was scared to use two-handed weapons because I was not good at blocking. Yeah, I think everyone was there. I was 100% there for a while. It took a long time to get comfortable. I used to love shields, and I love the Ox Beetle battle. Why is this heart so bad? But it's too easy to dodge the rock throws. You don't really need it now. Yeah. As soon as you learn the attack patterns, it goes from like, this is so hard to like, oh, well, I guess I don't really need anything because I can get more damage output without that effect. But it took me 500-600 days to feel confident in the combat, at least. And I still have moments where I just miserably suck at it. Attack speed doesn't mean much to me as I mainly wait for their attack and hit. I have a bash my face against the enemy mentality. That's how I do battle. Just hit my head against them. So yeah, it's attack speed's necessary when you play the way I play because you have to stun them before they kill you. I'm pairing it with an infused fresh sword with fresh best and finale fury. Nice. IBM damage, boss damage, and crit best. Put the shield on for the third phase. Yeah, it's not a bad one. And it honestly, it doesn't matter what anyone else likes because if you don't like the build, it's not good. Just because it's the like statistical best numbers out of it, if it doesn't feel good, you're not going to play good with it. So at the end of the day, like, no matter what, I think what I love about the new update is that it gives you the ability to play any build now. Like, the spicy stuff was just, the spicy staff was just something that was fun for me, and before they made the game harder, it was meh. It was just good against killing, like, you could one-shot a bunch of larvae or mites or ants, but then it's like, oh, here's a spicy mage build, and you can get lifesteal from your staffs. Well, now I can just spam staff attacks, and I have a blast doing it with the attack speed. And so it's like, it may not be statistically the best number, but I enjoy starting fights with the spicy staff, because then you can just spam them until you get hit once and do a ton of damage. Free cheese, baby. I think we're done. Other than lighting, I think we're done on the outside now. Still have a lot of lighting to do, but the outside's complete in the design. I'm sure I'll come up with little details. Oh, the front. I still have to figure out the front. Dang it. Stinking front entrance. Yeah. Oh, that's not bad, though. We're close. It's coming together. Say it wrong. They're good. You're just bad with it? Meh. What are you using to take the oxes out in 3 hits velocity? Probably assault. He has assault damage up best and like implant salt attack and salt, salt, salt. It's amazing how when you stack those things together, it does a ton of damage. Yeah, they're good, but if it doesn't feel good, it's a different way of thinking about the game. If it's not a fun build, just because it's statistically better doesn't mean it's good. It just means it's not fun. Like, I don't enjoy a Barbarian whatsoever. I hate the feeling of Barbarian in every way, but it works for you. But it's like, for me, it's going to make me play worse, because I don't like the play style. It's just like archers versus magic damage versus DPS versus tank versus, like, everyone has their own play style. And a tank's going to be better at tanking than they are about doing pure damage, and it's just a different way of thinking about the game and the battle mechanics in it. Talking about setups, and my brain turns to mush. Right? It's a lot. I got my buddy a sword with increased healing and lifesteal. Ugh, I'm jelly. I got this trinket the other day. I'm not saying it's good, but it's funny. Vampirism, increased healing, lifesteal, the ultimate healing build. Throw on the ladybug armor, you're good to go. Just face tank your way through everything. And as long as you're getting your maxing out your healing, you're just gonna heal for a ton. A lifesteal build's fun for me. Like, I have more fun doing that. Personally. I have a blast with lifesteal. I just face tank everything and do whatever I want. Okay. Call that trinket the Leroy Jenkins. Exactly. That is how I play this game. Leroy Jenkins is the perfect example of how I play this game. Like a complete baboon. But dang do I love it. That's why we will soon have a We Build Not Battle emote in this channel. Should have them a few days into June, I think. I'm very excited about those. Still has the slow health regen. It's not health regen, it just increases increased healing. So all healing, so if you get any lifesteal, you just get increased healing from the lifesteal. So originally the ladybug armor I think was only good because you could build a lifesteal like on hit build with the compliance badge, I think is what it was. So you got healing every time you parried. Now it's really good because if you get any healing on a trinket, it makes it amazing. Yeah, just increased healing. But there's so many different trinkets that you can get lifesteal on. I mean, you can get lifesteal on any type of trinket now that the ladybug armor feels good because you get lifesteal on hit all the time now. I start using it, figured it was low tiered, so not worth using it now. I think it's gotten better, honestly, with with the trinkets. Previously, I think it was very limited because you had to use the parry heal build. And once you get good enough at parrying, it's sort of counterintuitive because you shouldn't be taking damage once you get good at parrying. So the blocking didn't really... It was only good because you'd block 1 out of 2 or 3 hits. And so you'd need to heal when you did finally get that perfect block. But now that they've added all the different types of healing that you can get, it's gotten way better. Still not necessarily as strong as the other options, but if that's the way you like to play the game, then it makes it very fun. I've enjoyed using it so far. More for like around the yard kind of stuff. Like I really enjoy lifesteal, this trinket, lifesteal and the quickness together. I wish this was something else. Anything but trickle regen, honestly. It would be a lot better. But the quickness and lifesteal just means you can run around the yard and heal off of everything and not really have to care. And you're still going to get one shot if you screw anything up, so it doesn't really matter. Dang. I'm running out of details to procrastinate on instead of building the chandelier. We're just going to have the whole base done before I figure this thing out. Really struggling to get my build going on the pagoda. If you're not currently part of the Discord, join the Discord and I can help you there. If you can't, it's really hard to do without images, honestly. The build is hard because it's not like a normal build. It's built off-grid, and so getting the original setup is the most complicated part of it, and then it becomes easy. But you have to get the first walls built properly, or else it's pretty much impossible to get it to work in a way that's not going to drive you insane. But I'm happy to show tips and tricks while you're here. I've done this a handful of times. The key, it's a little hard to show because I have so much stuff in here now. The key is this block on each wall. So what you want to do is first get this block. If you look sort of how I have this spaced, it's almost dead even. It's just slightly in front, which you can see sort of here-ish. So this wall, essentially the whole point was that it would show on this side. So you want a little bit of it in front when you place a mushroom wall or whatever wall you use. So the mushroom is on the inside, so you don't have any weird concrete showing through from the pagoda. And then just enough so it allows this material to show through, because that's the cool detail of it all. So you first want to get it lined up parallel with the base. And the way I like to do that is you place it here, you just sit here. If you're on PC, Q and E, roll the mouse scroll button over and over, and it'll slightly adjust it. You will not get it 100% about like perfect. It's impossible. You won't, it just doesn't work. It's too complicated. There's too little adjustment to get it absolutely perfect, but you can get it really close. Once you feel like you've gotten it semi-lined up and placed, drag it to the side like this. Of course, this is one block. You do it on this plane. And that, if you drag it from here, you go like that. You can't really tell, but you can kind of see through the wall there. You'll see, you can drag it both ways. Drag it one that way, one that way. You can see if it's lined up properly before building it. And then if it doesn't work, delete it. Do it again. Get it perfectly parallel. Once you get it parallel, or as close to parallel as you can, then you want to take it, copy it over here so it stays the same exact angle, because this is the important part, is that then you have to get it centered on this. So you want it as centered as possible here. And by keeping a copy away from it, you can keep it on that same, I know it's going to snap to angles, but in theory, like, okay, that angle's perfect. Then you copy it, and then you set it so it's perfectly placed in the center here. So you want to get it as centered. Like mine's not perfect, and you can see how this edge comes together. That one's you couldn't get that more perfect. This one, not even close. This one, not even close. And that's from me not perfectly centering those. And so the better you do centering those, the better they'll line up. So like the front wall and that side wall, I lined up pretty dang perfect. And then the back walls I didn't line up as well. But that's sort of my get it parallel, then copy it over, then because that keeps your angle proper. If you keep it away, these are going to snap. But when you don't have all this crap in here, it's going to keep the same angle. And so you can repeat it over and over. And then that allows you to more easily place it in the center and line it up perfectly without losing the parallel, essentially. Because having it parallel is the most important thing. And then from there, it's getting it centered. So once you get the parallel, you can easily just do it. If it's not lined up right, erase it, grab it again, move it back and forth till it's centered, and then build out. And then you just do it on each side exactly the same way. This side sucks because the pagoda is broken here. It's really hard to center this side. That's why the other side that I just showed is not lined up as well, because that side is really hard to get properly set up right. But the closer you get it, the better everything else looks. But if you check out the entire base, you can see everywhere that things don't line up like 100% perfect. Some of them line up really well like that. Some of them line up worse. Some of them you can hide the design a little bit. I mean, like these almost line up, but they're never going to be like perfectly set up in the corners. And that's why like that's slightly off. It's slightly off, but you're the only person who's ever going to notice that. It's at the back, so it's no focus. Yeah. If you get the front side set up really well, try to get the sides set up decently well, and you just can't have a perfectionist mentality, which I have majorly. It was hard in the beginning, but wanted to make an all ash base around the entire pond level to the top rocks, but the time it takes to craft, man. I know people build pond bases, but curved all around the rock. Ugh. Not with ash cement. Unless you're playing creative. Mushroom is the quickest to get by far. It takes more work to process, but it's the way to go. Ooh, wow. Alright. One last roll for trinkets. Yep. Sure. Good stuff. Alright. The streak of bad trinkets continues. Sometimes I turn off grid or flip-flop and all of a sudden it fits perfectly. Yeah. I tend to I like mushroom brick personally. Some people don't like the brick effect. But I love the mushroom brick look, and then with ash cement I think it looks awesome. It's a really fun material to use together. How many times have I accidentally duped a trinket? I think only like once. Surprisingly, not many times. Let's go collect all these materials. Clean this base up a little bit for tomorrow's. Since I'm pretty much done, I gotta figure out the front still. So we'll do that next stream. And then we're back on the inside doing the final details for the inside, which will probably take another stream or two at least. 20k raw science down the drain. Oh, it's painful. The time I did it, it was one thing when you like duplicated it and it made something else, so at least you had like a chance. But yeah, if you accidentally do it, it's just pain. An expensive mistake. Yeah, we gotta farm the infused broodmother next stream. because I don't have enough to build these. So we got to do a bit of that. I was hoping that one of the trinkets from tonight might be like slightly better than the one I currently have, but no luck. Literally no luck. I don't have one spicy damage up best trinket. All of them are like major. So hoping by tomorrow maybe I get one. Or else it's gonna be painful. I have one with poison resistant spicy damage major, which is like not the worst. Poison resist is at least decent against her, but eh. The underground lighting is cool. Thank you. That was the like whole inspiration for a lot of this build. Turned out really good. It's pain. I haven't even finished. Actually, I still haven't even finished all of that. I know that I remember. Oh crap! How did you get up here? Where did you come from? Yeah, I'm a big fan. It's turned out really cool. I gotta go chase this guy out of here. Can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. Come on now. Is he gonna... No, no, no. Come on. You gonna get stuck? Come on now. Come on, Chunky. He's not gonna be able to get off of here, though. Dang it. I gotta build some stairs. At least if I get him stuck out here, he'll leave me alone. Run to the hills. This guy's gonna destroy this, but whatever. Invite me, I'll fight a bosses. I gotta do it. I gotta earn it, man. I gotta earn it. This has been a purely single player world, so I do enjoy keeping it that way. But I may have to make some type of community world or something for people. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work that well with this game because you can't have a bunch of people, sadly. Not quite the right game for it, but maybe a different game. Maybe Enshrouded, actually, would be a good one for people to join. What happened here? Who's destroying my base? Huh? Really? Subscribe, love the stream. Go ahead and add another 4 levels. I'll be here next stream. Sounds good, man. I'm not going anywhere. Should be, as long as everything goes right, I should be back tomorrow. The only thing is I'm not streaming Friday and Saturday this week because I'm going out of town. But Wednesday and Thursday we'll be here live. I think Enshrouded has the best building mechanics I've seen a survival building game in a very long time. I agree. The only thing I don't like is that the building system feels really cumbersome to me. It's not super intuitive. I know with enough time in the game it's probably going to feel fine, but as like just starting out in the game, it feels really uncomfortable building. The like abilities and the things you can build are amazing and everything I've ever wanted in a building game. So that's part of we'll don't you dare climb up there, you turd. But I just need more time in it to feel good. Concept for Grounded 2. Window opens an amusement park using the shrinking tech, pulls a Jurassic Park, and the tiny amusement park servers support more than 4 players. I wouldn't complain. Sounds like a good time. Anything that's more content for Grounded, I'm in. Easy to convince. Totally yanked your pillar floor concept for my storage. Oh, it's not my idea. I yanked it from a bunch of other people. I'm definitely not the first one to do this flooring. And one of the people on my Discord did the lighting effect, and so I copied. They just kind of used some fun colors, and I was like, oh, well, the saturation didn't work out amazingly, but it slowly transitions to a more colorful effect as you go. You can kind of tell here. Not amazingly. But I just kind of did it. And then it replicates it on the ceiling as well. So it's like a mirrored image, but the inverse. So like that's solid and it's not solid on the top. All for this crazy chandelier that we'll eventually get to. Once I come up with the idea, I just been stuck. Builds are insane. The sandbox build is amazing. Thank you. Sick nonetheless. Thank you. Thank you. OC level building. OCD is a great way to put it. That is exactly how I build. Slowly but surely, but it's there. That's where we're at. Oh man. Well, it's really coming together. I've had a lot of fun with this build. This is the first build I've been able to use the like triangle and quarter blocks. The other ones, I didn't want to like redo them, trying out these new blocks. So I've been able to test a lot of really interesting ideas with this specific build. The level of detail that you can put in a building is amazing now. Cripples me on building. Oh yeah. The pagoda base, I will say, is one of those. It changed the way I thought about building because you cannot make it perfect. Everything I did was to make it perfect, and it was impossible. You just had to get over it at one point, and just say, it can't be perfect. This build is all built on grid, so it can be built perfect, essentially. But it made me go, okay, maybe I don't have to do everything exactly symmetrical. Maybe I can like switch it up. So like normally I'd build the back and the front of the building exactly the same. I did a slightly different entrance on these and slightly different designs, because it's just another way I can show off interesting build mechanics and stuff. What are you guys doing up here? Grounded, but you go and battle other people's bases based on base level, etc. Could be fun. There's a lot of things that they could take this game and do, honestly. They have endless possibilities available. We're so close, but so far. I have to do a lot of the last of the lighting off stream. It's painful doing this on stream. Nobody was having a good time when I was placing these. You just get stuck in between the pillars placing lights. That's why I've only done it on this one side. I haven't finished all the way around yet. But it has been fun. It's been good. And it's turning out really good. Just need to swap that over to this side, don't I? Yeah, didn't quite finish this side. Lighting makes it look better too. Take this. Get out of here. But it's looking good. Do world tours? Yeah. If you join my Discord, I've only done one currently, but I did a base tour for Luderav, who's an epic creative builder. And I might be doing one with someone this week. Maybe it might end up being next week. We're both really busy this week, so. But if you have cool builds, things you want to show off, if you've got some cool stuff, doesn't have to be this level of building by any means, but if you've got cool stuff, I'm happy to do base tours for YouTube videos if you want to show it off on YouTube. If you just want ideas and like that artist, if you want to just pick my brain, join the Discord. And there's a bunch of other really good builders in the Discord, honestly. People that have really good builds going. We have a build inspiration section in the Discord where you can post your pictures of your build, and you can kind of continually update it. And that way you can kind of show it off. People can follow along with your build. And there's also a specific chat for each game type that I play. So Grounded, Subnautica, Minecraft, Enshrouded. And if there's other games that I end up playing or other people want to chat about more often as we build a community more and more, I'm happy to add more channels for each game type. And you can just post images in there and pick people's brains. I've helped a lot of people. The other people in the Discord have helped a lot of people. If you're trying to build the pagoda base, Specifically, there's a couple people in the chat that I've helped rebuild that are now helping other people rebuild it. So someone can join your world from the Discord and they'll help you out. Velocity is a great person to reach out to. He's probably helped 10 people now build the pagoda base. He's helps them set it up in the beginning to help you get things lined up, because I don't necessarily have the time to join worlds and spend a bunch of time in it, just because I'm incredibly busy at the moment, doing videos and work and having a kid and all that stuff, life things. But you can get a lot of help in the Discord, and just by sending screenshots, we can talk about it, help you come up with ideas, make adjustments. And there's people that are as good at building as I am. They just haven't shown it off. You wouldn't mind doing a tour then just hit up the Discord, man. You can message me, send me some images of your stuff. It's nice to have at least big enough that it's not like going to be like a 3 or 4 minute video, you know? Have enough to show off, but it doesn't have to be anywhere near the level that I do. Just has to be enough that I can make a video out of it. And you don't have to feel like you're as good at building to do it as I am. It's really just to show it off, because I got started in content creation specifically from doing a base tour on Ingrounded. It's what gave me the ability to do it. That's why I'm here now. I think I got at least 20 minutes of content. Yeah, then you're good. I mean, like, this is a decent sized building, but like compared to some people's stuff, it's not that big. Like, this is plenty big. We could make an amazing video out of just touring one building around this size. And it doesn't even need to be this big. We can make it happen. Wish a lot more people would show their stuff off on YouTube. Watched a lot of videos and got ideas. Kind of copy / put my own twist on bases and love it. Yeah, exactly, Dylan. That's the whole goal, is a lot of my ideas come from other people and just like me putting my own twist on it. So like a great example is that like this go faster, Nat. This right here is 100% an idea from someone on my Discord. They posted that and they're like, I was like, that's sick. I love that. I'm going to use that. I used it. I built it on both sides and I was like, what if I switched it up? And all I did was took the idea and threw some columns in the middle. And that's how I came up with this idea. And I'm like, I love seeing how people do interesting interactions. This whole building, the person who I did a base tour with, Ludorav's base, if you haven't checked out that video, check it out, because he's going to blow your mind. His build's insane. Incredibly good. Like, why is that missing? He showed me this little thing. He used clay foundations. I just used pebble because I liked it better, but he showed me this little effect, and this whole build here started because of this one detail with like the pebblet foundation in between the other block. Came up with the whole build because of that. This whole build started because a guy named AJL Buddy, a German streamer, showed me how to do this with the mushroom block windows, and this whole build was based around like creating a way to utilize that. And like every little piece of the build comes from some interesting little idea that someone's had. His channel is Ludorav67, V467, something like that. But I have a base tour of his base on my channel, if you want to check it out. Did that about a week or 2 ago. And his creative build stuff's insane. Like, I have this build in the pagoda base. He has builds all over the yard, everywhere, because he builds in creative and he can do so much. And he's got some really cool interior. I say I'm a better exterior builder than an interior builder. He is an amazing, like, the story and all the detail he puts on the inside of the buildings is what's inspired all of this. Like, this inside is all because of his builds, because he had so many interesting ideas and he like pushed me to design the insides of the bases better for these more fun builds that aren't necessarily like useful. It's not your standard base. This base stuff's all in the back of the house. This is just for fun. But love giving people ideas. I think this was from, if you haven't seen See-Through's channel, he doesn't make grounded content anymore. He had someone, he did a base tour. He did my original base tour as well. If you want to see the pagoda base in its original form before I fixed and changed a bunch of stuff. Someone built one of these things. I was like, that's an epic little idea. So many little things. I think I completely stole this from someone on a Discord channel that posted this, and it looked freaking epic, and I was like, that looks exactly like what I want to do. So I built pretty much the same thing they built, just in a different use. I'm using it very differently than their build, but same little design effect with the mantis or the broodmother chandeliers and the ash cemented pillars, and just all the little ideas you can get from other people's stuff. Alrighty, it is 10:44. I'm like 15 minutes past when I normally stream, but I appreciate everyone coming and hanging out tonight. It was a great stream. I should be live tomorrow between 7 and 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's usually just whenever I get my son to sleep, then I go live. So should be live sometime around then. I post updates in the Discord for when I'm going live. The Discord also shows when I go live as an automatic posting. So it will notify you, so you always know when I'm live or when I post a video or anything. So it's a great place to check out. Yeah, definitely, Dylan. Definitely. And if you haven't checked out my newest video, the top 10 base build tips, you can get a bunch of good tips from there as well. But I appreciate everyone hanging out for the night. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.